Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to another video. This is a revision hype video for the 8 kilobyte intro competition. Revision, as you know, is a demo party happening in Saarbrücken, Germany, 7 to 10 of April. Physical back to the e-work after 3 years being online throughout the pandemic. Very excited to go back to the e-work. Hope you're excited as well. And I hope this video serves as an encouragement to participate more on this different kind of competitions that exist at Revision. There are many competitions at Revision, over 25 if I'm not mistaken. The 8 kilobyte intro in particular is a very specific category that bloomed around 2014. It was the first year that happened was in 2014 right here at Revision. Some people who had been doing 4 kilobytes for a long time felt that it was a bit restrictive in terms of you could do things, but you couldn't have all of the things that you wanted to do at the same time. And the next playing field will be the 64 kilobyte, which was, comparatively speaking, between sizes of 4K and 64K, there's room for a lot of things. So there felt like there was this need for a middle ground where you could try to finish up the idea that you had in 4 kilobytes and have it happening in 8 kilobytes. One of the quotes that I mostly like about the 8 kilobytes is that it's a 4 kilobytes without the compromises that you have to do to fit everything in the 4 kilobytes: music, effects, and some sort of direction at the same time. It's very hard to do a 4K with all of these three components. 8 kilobyte gives you more leeway to do things. It's also more accessible to newcomers. You don't have to be focused so much into cramming things. You can take the tools that exist for 4 kilobytes, pretty much just play around with them, and you can very quickly do an 8 kilobyte intro out of that as well. If you want to know more how to do intros for 4 kilobytes or 8 kilobytes, you can go to in4k.github.io, and there are some very good write-ups there with some resources and stuff. Don't forget to take a look at the compo rules. It needs to be one single executable file, no other files around, not use external stuff as well. Like you can't access the Windows Media or Music Samples directories, which did happen on a few 4Ks at some point. This is why they added this rule. So yeah, make sure you read these questions if you have, make sure you read these instructions. If you have any further questions on how to participate to the 8 kilobyte intro, you can contact Revision's hotline for that. Let's take a look at the history of the different 8 kilobyte intro competitions that happened throughout the years at Revision. The first time that happened was in 2014. Revision started happening as a party in 2011, so this was at its third edition of Revision that they decided to create the 8 kilobyte intro competition for the reasons that I already mentioned before. And you can see pretty much the same people who usually do the 4Ks and 64Ks. You see Barrow from Farbrouch doing a release. Stroboholics, we usually are very active as well at these parties. Blue Flame are actually not that recurring, but they still also do stuff now and again. Fulcrum, 7 of Fulcrum, always does a 4K and 8K, and he really picked up the 8K category and did a lot of them throughout the years. This one in particular, regression, features this smoke liquid sort of effect, but going backwards in a way that's not supposed to do. But I guess that everything is pre-calculated here. And the winner of this first edition of the Revision 2014 PC 8K compo was The Bridge by Loonies. Loonies also very strong presence on the 4K competitions throughout the years. They did a lot of tools, Crinkster, all those things were usually done by Loonies, and they embraced the 8K competition, also been doing things every single year. If you take a look at the next year, in 2015, we had a little more entries. Optimus did one. He usually does some DOS and retro platform stuff. Here he did a Windows 8K. Nuance, which are relatively or were relatively new to that to Windows coding at the time. They did a few demos, but they hadn't really been working on intros. They did this nice, very nice 8K for 2015. Desire elements as well. Autocross, which is subgroup or a joke group made by Alcatraz members. They also released something here, which looks quite good. Devolution of Motion were their main release by Extreme of Alcatraz, apparently. And then Fulcrum 7 and the rest of the people from Fulcrum doing this 8K reality intro, which was remaking Second Reality entirely in 8 kilobytes, which is a challenge considering the amount of graphics that Second Reality has and the music as well. And they did a very cool write-up on it as well, how they broke down the different parts and the compromises that they had to do to fit everything into 8 kilobytes. The winner was Hardy's QN 2015 by TRSI. Moving on another year, you can see some of the same names again. Amnesty from Poland was the first time doing an 8K, but you can see Alcatraz coming back again, Fulcrum coming back again, a very funny intro, loading bar parody. Alcatraz again, Loonies again, this time with the remake of Nexus 7 called Nexus 8, doing entirely in 8K. So you can see that there's a little bit of a pattern of some people who had these ideas for 4 kilobyte intros that couldn't quite fit the limitations of 4Ks, doing remakes of famous demos. They finally were able to find that extra space in the 8K category, and Second Reality and Nexus 7 were two good examples of that happening. The category still felt a bit like not being taken to the full extent of what was possible. Still feels a lot like it's mostly used for ideas for 4 kilobytes that don't quite fit the 4 kilobytes and that being a little bit too much. So people do a little bit more polishing and end up rounding up to the 8 kilobyte instead of aiming something directly at 8 kilobyte and filling with maximum content. Betty Davis won this compo in particular, but in 2016, made by Hardy yet again. So TRSI dominating the 8K competition at Revision. In 2017, a lot more competition. TRSI won again, as you can see. Sunspire MTS doing Aurora Borealis. Some St. Vincent and the Grenadines also doing their premiere at the 8K compo. Alcatraz once again doing their submissions. Hardy got 7th place this year. Seven got 6th place this year. LJ and Purix. LJ, a big powerhouse on the 4Ks, and Purix also has been known for doing soundtracks for a lot of major 4Ks in the past. Here, doing this combined thing. It actually says it's a 4K and an 8K intro, so I'm not sure if it's if it has both with some compromises, or if it's actually a 4K that participated on the 8K intro. I'm unsure on this one. My name is Sam by Power Rangers from Hungary, Phobos from Batu and Super Noise from Czech Republic, if I'm not mistaken. Then Architect with Where the Dead Things Dwell, which was a very good 8K, but the winner was the TRSI's Alone intro, which added some post effects to the usual 4K thing. So you can see a lot of these intros, if you compare them to 4Ks, it's mostly the how can I say this? It's the main issue that comes up when people talk about the 8K categories, how they're always compared to the 4K category. Still feels like they're like an overexpensive 4K and not really a category on its own that's been fully explored yet. And throughout these years, a lot of very good 4Ks have been released mostly by Prism Beans and EOS, but also LJ did some amazing 4Ks as well, and a few other people. The 4K compo at Revision has been steadily very high quality, And comparingly, the 8K combo feels a bit lackluster by comparison because it doesn't have those powerhouses dominating the competition. It has a few good releases that show the what the category can do, but it's not like everyone is pulling their A game to the 8K compo. Anyway, still a very interesting competition. In 2018, we also had a few newcomers doing their debut at the 8K. Cybercat here, Root Kids with something for the Mac OS. It's actually a 1K. Barrow coming back to the 8K category. Alchema and Punk from France also taking a swing at it. Alcatraz and LJ again. Jetlag, the guys from Ukraine and Russia doing an interesting 8K as well. They've been doing a lot of interesting 4Ks as well. I think throughout this year, it was the year that Jetlag was most active. And Maintain, LJ and Virgil, the powerhouse duo once again. And the compo was won by one of these days by Loonies, which had this very interesting downhill slope thing, which features some houses and stuff. It had a very good build up, and which is actually referred to one of the intros that feels like it took most out of the category itself. It's one of the highlights of the 8K category. It's still one of these days by Loonies. It felt a bit of an homage to Elevated by RGBA, but then went on its own path, which was very interesting to see and worked very well on the big screen. In 2019, before the pandemic, Ninja Dev also started doing some 8K stuff. Forsaken and Rift also doing something. Then PVM also with an entry. They've been doing some 4Ks as well a lot. Intense also did one, newcomers to the 8K compo. Raft of the Other Side did another intro for 8K. Alcatraz and Architect this time decided to join efforts and did this Manticora intro. Seven, with some help from Morology, did The Last Dance. And the first place, Loonies again, this time with heavily focused on 3D modeling, a haunted house sort of thing, got first place. So this was before pandemic. Then when the pandemic hit, we had a lot less compos, a lot less entries on this compo in particular. It was mostly filled by joke productions from Alcatraz or filler productions from Alcatraz. They're still pretty decent quality because Alcatraz has such good talent that even when they do filler entries, they do some interesting stuff. And Nano Henry doing an intro as well. So the compo was in a bit of a turmoil. If you compare it to 4K compo, you can see 15 entries, a lot more love to the 4K compo, and the 64K compo this year was also not that well packed as usually happens at Revision. So not a very good year, but it was the first year of pandemic, so a lot of people didn't have time or didn't have motivation to do a release when they would not be physically present at the demo party. The next year, the 8K compo had a lot more releases, were a lot more interesting again. Nano Henry doing another entry, but this time ending up last place. Compo Fillers also did an entry here. K2 decided to do an 8K as well. Church of Spinning Cube did something for the Mac OS, which was very funny, very cute. The synthesizer felt like a strained cat, and they just rolled with it and made an actual cat into their intro. So very interesting entry there. Then a filler entry by Wheezy of Fit as well. Alpacas, which I assume is another joke group from Alcatraz, also did an entry. Fulcrum, as always, is staying true to the 8K compo category. They got second place yet again, and the winner was for Alkanoid of Alcatraz, which was like an homage to different arcades with a lot of different content, especially considering it's an 8K. It was very interesting to see all the different scenes that they managed to cram into it. Particularly interesting was that on this revision in particular, there was both Alkanoid, which was made reference to arcade machines, and Arcade that won the PC demo combo. So It was like, okay, we have the demo and we have the 8K version of the demo at the same time, at the same party. And both of them won the compos. So people really like demos and intros about arcades. And then the next year, the compo was merged with the 64K intro compo, as we already talked about on the 64K video. A lot of filler, how can I say this? Since the compos were combined together, and we don't know the full history of why they were combined, only the organizers know that, and the organizers don't really reveal that information. So there are a lot of entries in here that seemed like fillers for either one of the compos or the other of the compos. So it ends up a bit of a mess. It is a full-blown compo though, which is good. But you can see a lot of things like 8K, 4K, 64K, everything is combined. And then in addition to this, there is a specifically 4K compo. So there are two entries here that should have probably been in the 4K compo, but ended up being as fillers on the 8K, 64K intro. Considering it got second place, one of them, I mean, people can submit whatever size intros they want to whatever category. You're free to submit a 1K to the PC demo compo if you want, so why not submit a 4K to the combined 8K, 64K intro competition? To me, it feels a bit silly, but if people want to do it, by all means, go ahead and do it. The winner was an 8K, so clearly size is not everything. People vote according to what they see, comparing to the size that it was on. So Curiosity by Nuance won, El Gore got second place, and then Neuralite, which had already done a very funny 64K on the previous year, got third place. Then Cien 112 and Team 210, and yeah, you can see a lot of mixed things. This one claims to be a 64K, but it's actually more like a 30K or 40K, something like that. And actually has 8K in the name. So yeah, mishmash. This year again, the compos should be separated by default. So there will be an 8K compo and a 64K compo. So submit accordingly. And hope the compo gets a breath of fresh air. If you're a newcomer, this is a great compo to submit to, because you know that you will have more attention, more eyes will be on the compo, and they will definitely see your entry. It won't be like a filler entry in the middle of, you know, dozens of other entries like it happens on the PC demo compo. So this is a great compo of entering into the demo scene. So if you just learning how to code a few effects on Shader Joy or something like that, and you want to make an intro out of that, you know, get together either Forklang or Oidus, one of those synthesizers that are ready to just make a music for and try something. So yeah, a lot of potential of new entrants, but the truth is it doesn't seem that many people take advantage of that. Hope this year is different and that we'll see some new names at the 8K compo category. Expectations, I'm assuming Fulcrum will do an 8K again. I'm assuming Loonies will do an 8K again. I'm assuming Alcatraz will do an 8K again. So these are the top three groups that I'm mostly looking forward to seeing on the top three of the 8K, and the RSI as well. They've been doing a lot of 8Ks in the past years. So curious if these four groups will be on top, and curious to see if there are any newcomers who will show up and try to do an 8K instead of the other categories. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think on the comments below. What other compo categories for revision would you like me to cover? Because there are not many days left on the rest of the month. So I won't be able to cover all of the different compos, but let me know which one is your favorite, which one you would like me to do like this summary video of the history of revision. And yeah, that's it for this video. See you next time. Bye bye everyone. Have a great day. Work on those productions. Very much looking forward to seeing them at revision.